If you follow my channel much, you know that I am a big fan of Shoulderpod. This simple mount to put your phone on a tripod has been one of my favorite accessories really of all time. But now they've got a new one. So today we're going to take a look at that. So first I'll do a quick unboxing and then we'll take a look at it. One thing that is nice is Shoulderpod is really good with the presentation. It's a very nicely put together package. Not that that necessarily means it's a good product, but they really have some good design and good packaging. Instructions, look at those later. And here it is. Now you'll immediately see this is considerably different than the original version. Here's the original, and here's the new one. So more or less what they've done is taken all their accessories that you could originally add to this and put it in one device. At least that's my initial feeling just looking at this for the first time. I'll say right away, the construction is very secure, very sturdy. It reminds me of the build of the B-Script. It is plastic, but it's rubberized. This handle's rubber. And then the different mounts here, they have metal inserts, brass it looks like. And this is where you put your phone in. Nice thing is you can mount it on a tripod vertically or horizontal. The only knock really ever from me on the original one was there was no cold shoe on top. A lot of competition came along and added cold shoes. And so it looks like with this new one, they decided to really up their game and add a lot of cold shoes. So you got 3 here when you're in horizontal mode, and it looks like 2 when you're in vertical mode. Actually, there's another one down here on the bottom. So you can really rig this thing up with a lot of accessories. Now I will say just initially, this won't necessarily be something that is quite as easy or run and gun to set up like this guy was. So I think this thing will still have a place in my kit, but this will maybe take the place of some of my other larger rigs, maybe even more of a cinema kind of rig. Although I do know that Shoulderpod is big in the mobile journalism realm. All right, so let's go take a look at it. So just as a reference, I wanted to show this is the B-Script and this is the new Shoulderpod. And you can see how much bigger this is than that. This is the half cage version, which is what this would be kind of compatible with because the phone goes out to the side and it would do that on the B-Script as well. This is a nice lever mechanism. You pull that down to put the phone in. And you can also lock this, which is nice. Hear that big click sound. When that's clicked, it's locked. It's not going to slide. So you could definitely do some good handheld work with this, or you can mount it on a tripod, of course. And you can configure it in a variety of different ways. So this is a pretty sizable grip. It's kind of bulky, but it definitely feels solid, very professional. Oh, and of course, if you want to go vertical, all you do is do this. Now you've got a vertical mount. So one thing pretty cool is this will stand up on its own. I really like that. Now, I wouldn't leave it like this very long. It could tip over. But the fact that you can put it down on a flat surface and shoot a time lapse or set up maybe a selfie shot, whatever you want to do without a tripod, because it's got this big flat bottom, is pretty nice. But to make this setup even steadier, one thing I use is a quick release plate system from Kessler. So I'm going to put that on right now. Here's the plate. It has feet on it so we can stand up. And then it mounts to the bottom of the camera, or in this case, the Shoulderpod. So now it's very steady and sturdy. Then this actually fits into the mount on the tripod. And on top here, you've got your two cold shoes, and you've got one on the side here. And so you can outfit this really any way you want. Little D80 microphone. You can even add a handle to it. Just gives extra support depending on what you're doing. Or it might even be wiser to do this. Put the handle on top and the mic on the side. So if you're doing low angle, you could hold the handle. This is if you're handheld. You could also put a mic pack over here. You could put the light on the side. Really infinite ways to configure this setup. And here's the Kessler quick release. This pops right in. Lock it down. And you're ready to shoot. And of course, if you're shooting something for social media, you can twist this whole rig over and go like this. One thing that is a little bit weird about this setup is you have two cold shoes right here that are up against the phone. So those really wouldn't be usable in this configuration. You do have one over here and you have two on this side. The only negative I've found about this so far are the cold shoes. They don't seem to be a snug fit. For example, this handle, when you put it in there, it's a little bit loose. This body is made out of fiberglass, I discovered when I actually read the instructions. So it's very sturdy and it's very strong, but I'm not sure, because these are fiberglass, that these mounts are quite as secure as a metal one would be. But only time will tell, because I literally just got this, and so my plan is to use it in some real world scenarios, and then I'll do a follow-up review once I've used it for a while. One thing I can say for sure that's a definite improvement is the grip. So if you want to use this handheld, this works really, really well. The original version really was never used as a grip, even though they promoted it as one. I would really only use it to mount on tripods. It came with this little handle here, but it was so small it really wasn't usable. They did make a bigger one that was an accessory, but I never bought it because, again, I mainly use this on a tripod like this. So that goes on there. And then you would mount your phone. So again, for a more compact setup, I will still be using the original S1 here. I like it a lot. And then for other jobs, maybe a little more involved, I will use the new Shoulderpod G2. And it does work with the small tripod as well. you would just thread it directly into the device instead of using some sort of a quick release. Or you could use a quick release though system. So that's the Shoulderpod G2. It's a very different animal than the original. So I'd really actually say there's no way to compare the two because they're really just so different. But this is really a very nice update. It's a little more complex system, definitely bulkier, and the design is very utilitarian. Wouldn't say it's the prettiest thing, but it is very useful.
Thanks for watching, guys. This is Blake Calhoun. Please like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.